like Tony, man. You want your car to look like this, man. You ain't got to do nothing. Come to the building and hand your keys out. But first, you just got to call this number right here. All you got to do is call that number right there. I guarantee you get the best car wash you ever had in your life. I promise you that.
What it do, man? It's your boy LP, aka LPZ. You already know what time it is. Welcome to the Trap Plan Radio. 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 You already heard it, man. It's your boy LP, aka LPZ. I'm turned up. I ain't turning down no time soon. You already know how I do. Let's get it. So look, man, I need everybody that's watching this, man. I need you to share this video. I need you to post this video, repost this video, like, comment, subscribe, share it in somebody's inbox. You know what I'm saying? Tag your best friend in it. Tag your auntie, your cousin, your uncle, you feel me? Your baby daddy, your baby mama, your wife, your brother, your uncle. You know what I'm saying? I need you to tag them in this video right now. Share this video with them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about to go down. Yeah, man. So, we finna talk about, a real serious issue. Again, a couple of y'all still haven't shared the video. You still haven't clicked like on it. And I need you to type in the comment section, say, LP, we locked in. Put that in the comment section. We locked in, because I need you to be focused. And this is one of those type of messages is for he that have ears to hear, let them hear. Everybody not going to have ears to hear when it comes to this, what I'm finna talk about. If you're looking for triggers and all that type stuff, you're not going to get this in here. You feel me? If you're looking for, get them straight, get them told type of situations and all that, you're not going to get that in this video. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you were looking for some information, you're really trying to get some understanding, you're definitely going to get this out of this video, because we're trying to ask the question, why social media forces us to pick a side. A lot of people are right now making posts, videos, and things of that nature. I even saw us, somebody posted on their page, like, if you haven't picked a side, if you haven't said anything, I'm looking at you funny next time I see you. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got everybody on that. You know what I'm saying? And there's reasons behind it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about, the reasonings behind it. We're going to address these issues, you know what I'm saying, so that we can get a clear understanding on what's going on. And so what we're going to do, we're going to talk about digital pressure in public performance, why social media forces us, everybody say forces us to pick a side. So I'm going to give a cultural background breakdown on what it is we're seeing, so that you can get an understanding on what we're seeing and why we're seeing it. All right. So first thing first, everybody say it's a setup. Type in the chat. It's a setup. Today, we're diving into a question that hits hard. Why does social media make us feel like we have to pick a side during major crisis or social injustice, social justice moments, as well as social injustices? This isn't about opinions. It's about identity, survival. Everybody put survival in the chat. That's very important, very vital. You have to understand, because when it comes to survival, people will do whatever they have to do to survive. So it's about identity, survival, and the systems shaping our behavior in real time. So people are not operating out of who they are and how they are. They're operating based off of the system shaping them to operate a certain way. You have to think about this. I want you ever thought about the fact that many of us have, over the years, every injustice, every major crisis moment that takes place, people who have been standing on a particular side, anybody who was on the other side, anybody who spoke against what they were speaking and viewed differently from them, this goes back in 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, 13. A lot of people been on social media for a long time. And in the process, anytime something happens, you've had individuals, everybody who's not singing the same song as them, they deleted them, blocked them. Well, first they argued with them back and forth, cussed them out, whatever, dogged them out, stopped talking to them, deleted them, blocked them. So you've been doing that for years. So for the most part, the people in your social media timeline, for the most part, you are in an echo chamber. Everybody think the way you think. Everybody believe what you believe. Everybody's saying the same thing you say. So the moment somebody is saying something slightly different, it's like nature. You got to go off on them. You got to go back and forth with them. Then you got to delete them off your page, and then you got to block them. So this is what you've been doing for years. So now you're in a place where you only can deal with somebody who think like you, believe like you, focus on what you focus on, and think the way you think. So anybody that's outside of that, your brain sees them as a threat. Your brain sees them somebody who can harm you. That's what your brain telling you. But this is just somebody on social media. You get what I'm saying? They can't harm you. They can't hurt you, right? They just disagree with you. They just think differently than you. And it should be okay if somebody believes differently than you. But because of the way you have been programmed via the social media system and its programming device called the algorithm, this is why people have been functioning like that. Let's carry on. Hold on one second. The algorithm is the architect, rewarding division. Platforms don't just show us what's happening. They shape how we respond. Algorithms reward outrage and polarization. Did you hear that? Algorithms reward outrage and polarization. So anytime there's outrage, there's an opportunity for outrage and polarization, the algorithm rewards that. So the algorithm is going to push content that's going to do that. They're going to push the rage bait. That's going to push the different things that's going to make you stand on one side or the other. That's what the algorithm is going to constantly feed you. That's what's popping. So anything that's a voice of reason, anything that's promoting peace, anything that's promoting, hey, let's sit back and think about this, the algorithm ain't rewarding that. So more than likely, with me talking the way I'm talking, more than likely the algorithm isn't going to push this. But it's okay. Because the people who see it, the people who want to hear this type of information, they're going to benefit from it. And if I could just reach one, my job is done. If I could just reach one, my job is done. So all of the stuff that's rage bait, all the stuff that's going to create division, that's going to cause polarization, anything that's going to make people upset and angry, that right there is what the algorithm is going to push and promote to everybody. All right. Engagement over truth. The more divisive the post, the more engagement it gets. Nuance doesn't trend. Controversy does. Nuance, it doesn't trend. But the controversy, it does. So anything that's controversial that's being posted and talked about, that is going to get all the traction. That is what everybody's going to see. This whole, let's sit back and think about it and talk about it and be strategic. That right there ain't getting no play in the algorithm. That's the unfortunate reality of what we're dealing with. All right. So let's get a little bit more information on this. All right. Performative activism. In moments of crisis, silence is often seen as complicity. People feel forced to post, not always out of conviction, but out of fear. So you got a lot of people, they really don't have much to say, or they trying to process it. You get what I'm saying? And so they chilling right now, but the internet is pulling on them because now they're being peer pressured. And they feel that other people feel that you ain't said nothing, so you must be with the foolery because you ain't said nothing. So now people are feeling forced to post, not out of their conviction, but because of fear. This leads to performative activism, posting to prove you care, even when you're still processing what's happening around you. This is called performative activism. So you getting into it and you talking about it, but it's really against your conviction. You really don't feel that way, but you got to play like, you know what I'm saying? Like you with this or you with that. You get what I'm saying? Because the people that you connected to feel like, oh, you must be with the foolery because you ain't said nothing. So now you got people out of fear feeling the need to join a side or to speak on a particular issue, this is that and the other, as opposed to sitting back, processing what's going on, paying attention to what's going on, looking at who's saying what. See, I'm just sitting back, I'm eating my popcorn and I'm watching who's saying what, and I know who stands where, right? And to know that certain people feel a way and that they got a particular negative emotion in their heart and they saying all types of things and they saying how they been feeling. You feel me? They just hadn't had they hadn't had the heart to present it. And now they're presenting it. Bro, I know who's who. That's to my benefit. I know where you at. I know what you got going on. I know what's in your heart. You feel me? So at the same time, you pay attention to what's happening, what's being promoted, what narratives are being drawn up, what conclusions are being drawn. You need to sit back and you need to take time to get your mind right, to get focused, because there are certain agendas that are being put in place. There's opportunities that's being taken as a result of certain things. And you need to sit back and you need to understand and see what's going on so that you don't get consumed in the middle of it. Y'all with me on that? All right. tribalism and digital identity. Digital tribes. Social media creates tribes where picking a side signals loyalty and avoids being ostracized. It creates a side, it signals to people that you are loyal to them, and it keeps you from being ostracized. So the people that you really love and you appreciate, and the people that you value, and the people that you look up to, right? You're usually going to pick their side, and you're attempting to avoid being ostracized by them. Think about that. Think about the sides that a lot of people are picking. They're picking the side because it creates the idea among the people that you're connected to that you have loyalty, and it keeps you from being ostracized. So you asking the question, with individuals who name the name of Christ, and they making posts, and they're picking sides publicly, and they're talking about certain things, and they're saying certain things, and you like, hold on, wait, but they love Jesus. Why would they pick that side? They love Jesus. Why would they say that? They love Jesus. Why would they get down with that? Why would they support that? They're supposed to be religious people. Why would they say that? You have to understand, social media creates tribes where picking a side signals loyalty, and it avoids you being ostracized. So people are picking sides, and they may even pick a side that's different from the side that you picking, but it's for no other reason but because they're trying to put a sense of loyalty to a particular group, right? And it keeps them from being ostracized from the people they look up to, from the people that support them, for the people that finance their causes, for the people that validates them. So if you have a particular side that you're going to and supporting, more than likely, and you're promoting and you're standing on, more than likely, because this is the side that you want to be validated by. This is the side that financially supports you. This is the side that, you get what I'm saying? And this is your tribe, or the tribe that you want to be a part of, right? So this is what causes this sense of picking this side, and the reasoning behind it. Watch this. Look, belonging equals survival. Everybody say survival. I want y'all to type in there, survival. It's not just about what you believe. It's about who you belong to. That belonging can feel like survival. That belonging feels like survival. So watch this. We just talking about social media. So whenever you promote on a particular side and you get validated, and the people in the comment section is like, yeah, the truth, you speaking the truth. Yes, 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 you are of God. Yes, 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 you're one of us. Yes, 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 you speaking truth. Yes, 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 you are where it's at, blah, blah, blah. You getting validated, and you interpret that as you're in a place of being, feeling a sense of belonging. And that sense of belonging equals feelings of survival, right? That's what this all is about. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And you have to understand these concepts, because when you understand these concepts, this is when you can look and see what's going on, and you could say, man, I get it. I don't agree, but I get it. You get what I'm saying? It's not just about what you believe. It's about who you belong to. Who do you belong to? What group makes you feel belong? Make you feel like you belong? What side do you see as the side of power? Which side do you see as the side that can give you a sense of belonging? What side validates you? That's why people are picking certain sides. And you're asking the question, how could you side with them and they're saying this? Well, that particular side, the person saying to themselves that particular side validate them, make them feel a part, and they feel like they belong with that side. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. See, with all that get an understanding. When you get an understanding, it don't hurt your feelings whenever you see certain people picking sides. When you see people pick the side that you ain't on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting back and I'm watching and I'm looking at the people who picking sides. And I'm looking on each side and I'm saying, I already know what that's all about. Oh, I already know what that's all about. Oh, I already know what that's all about. Oh, that person right there just gotta, he gotta speak to his group, the people that's supporting him, the people that's, financing what they doing. Oh, I know why they doing that. They doing that because they get validation from that particular group. When that group says this, that, and the other, they feel validated. I understand why they on that side, because the people on that side been rejecting them for years. The people on that side been rejecting them their whole life. And while that side was rejecting them, this side was affirming them and validating them. That's why they're willing to stand on this side and say what they're saying. I get it. I understand it. Them people just trying to survive. This is why I talk about getting out of survival mode. And can't nobody else pull you out of survival mode. You got to get out of survival mode yourself. If not, you're going to find yourself being tossed to and fro. Fear of cancellation. Cancel culture plays a huge role in social media behavior. The fear of being called out or misunderstood drives people to post defensively. So they on the defense because they fear being canceled. I don't want to be canceled. Defensive posting. It's not always about standing up. It's about not being taken down. You got a lot of people, they fear being taken down. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the reason why you have to listen, man. If the applause validates you, if the applause is what gives you a sense of worth and value, the booze is going to tear you apart. So, man, listen. I ain't even going to speak on that. We'll talk about that some other time. People craft posts to avoid controversy rather than express authentic views. So you got a lot of people, they have their authentic views. And in those authentic views, they are not going to talk about their authentic views. And the reason why they're not going to talk about their authentic views is because the fear of being canceled. So they'll get on and they'll go and get to talking for the side that they really oppose. Because this particular side, they're fearful of this side. They don't want to be rejected by this side. So they'll change their real, true, authentic views. They'll speak from the other side, even though they believe the other way. See, it's kind of like, one of these things that I saw the first time our current president was elected. I can remember it was a lot of people who was speaking out harshly against the president and saying all types of negative things about the president. However, on the low, they were supporters of the president. They were fans of the president. They voted for the president. But for the sake of social acceptance, they would get on social media and say negative things about the president. Absolutely. And that same thing happened when President Obama was in office. There were people I knew that they voted for President Obama. They stood on what President Obama was standing for, but for the sake of social acceptance, they would get on social media and they would get around their friends and talk bad about President Obama. That right there, my friend, is a clear example of defensive posting. It's not always about standing up. It's about not being taken down. People crowd post to avoid controversy rather than express authentic views. Everybody say authentic views. So this is what we're seeing, echo chambers and groupthink. So we see the process that keeps going around and around and around. Algorithm curation. Your feed reflects your existing beliefs. Distorted reality. It creates illusion that everyone agrees. So because you keep getting that rage bait that you spending a lot of times with, you feel me? And you getting the side that you believe in and you stand for, and you keep getting more videos, more posts that stands with what you're standing for. And now you have this distorted reality that creates the illusion that everybody agrees with you. Now you have the conformity pressure. And anytime somebody opposite from you says something, it triggers intense pressure. Intense pressure. So now you have the pressure to conform to what everybody's saying. On either way, either end of the spectrum. So the people that you agree with, you'll get information from people who disagree with you, and now you getting triggered. And it's trying to push you to conform to that way. Conform to that way. Conform to that way. Conform to that way. And the more time you spend watching these videos of the people who speak differently from you, now you're getting pressure to conform to that way of thinking. So it's a very crazy and wild cycle that keeps taking place. So now this right here says coercion. Let's see, we can make it so we can see it clear. All right. Youth and digital coercion. This right here is a heavy one right here. There's a particular doctor. He talks about digital coercion. It says teens feeling forced to dilute their identity to fit algorithm-driven popularity standards. So you got a lot of young people that's on social media. You may not know this, but this might be happening to your child. I just had a conversation with my son about some stuff that he was looking at on social media, and he was, I'm like, hold on, wait. Let's talk about this, son. So we had to have a conversation, you know what I'm saying, based off some stuff. But I understand the concept of what this particular doctor is talking about: digital coercion. Teens feeling forced to dilute their identity to fit algorithm-driven popularity standards. So because everybody's saying this, because everybody's doing this, you'll be willing to dilute your identity so that you can fit in with what everybody else is saying. This causes them to post trauma for clout. So you'll share someone else's pain, and because you get a whole lot of likes, views, all that, you get a sense of validation. Because you got to understand, with this younger generation, it's all about likes, clicks, followers. And when you get likes, clicks, and followers, that's clout. And when you get clout, that's validation. Look at this one: code switching for likes, changing your identity for acceptance. So you got a particular, your identity is sealed in this, but because all the rest of your friends on social media is saying this, so you'll be willing to code switch and change your whole identity, all in the name of acceptance, all in the name of getting likes. Risking mental health. This is what all this leads to: sacrificing wellness to stay relevant. I've watched several of our, big time social media influencers. I've watched them all in the name of staying relevant. They were willing to sacrifice their mental health. I'm talking about them. I'm talking about watching them go in bad shape. But because doing what they do, it brings them attention. It brings them likes. And because we're in the social media age, you get paid for keeping people on the app. You got people who are willing to engage into certain rage baiting and certain all of this stuff, and it's weighing down on their mental health. But if it keeps them relevant, they will be willing to do it. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. All right. The cost of conformity, the pressure cooker effect, burnout and anxiety from constant performance. So you having to constantly post, you having to go back and forth with people on posts. You have to make more videos, and you have to make more videos, and you have to go back and forth with more people, and you have to talk about your stance with more people, and you have to go back and forth with more people. Now you're experiencing burnout and anxiety. Identity confusion from chasing validation. So because you're going after the thing that gives you a sense of validation, because you're operating in such a way that is compromising who you are, but it brings you likes, clicks, and it brings you all of the validation that you're looking for, now you have an identity confusion. Now you don't even know who you are. Watch this. Loss of connection to real world power. So all your power is on the internet. So when it comes to the real world, you ain't got no power, because you can't function in the real world. You so stuck in the internet, and you trying to do things according to the internet, according to the rules of the internet. Now you ain't got no power in the real world, because you stuck in the internet. So you can't even function in the real world. So guess where you constantly going to? The internet. You have zero power in the real world because your mind and your thoughts and your ways have been conditioned to function on the internet. Listen, the internet is not real. It's not a real place. The world that you live in, the job that you go to, the business that you are part of, that's the real world. But if you living for the internet, when you get into the real world, you're not going to do well in the real world. So if you're not doing well in the real world, guess what? You're going to constantly run to the internet. You're needed in the real world. Your influence is needed in the real world. The things that God wants to get accomplished is in the real world. So the question is, who benefits from this system and who's being exploited? I want y'all to tell me, who benefits from this system? Put it right there in the chat. Who's being exploited? Put it in the chat. Who's being exploited? The counter move. Number one, you need to build offline identity. Build offline identity. Root young people in the real world community and purpose beyond social media validation. So what we need to do is we need to focus on helping and assisting this younger generation in real life. We need to assist them, teach them, watch this, be an example to them in the real world. Focus on that and not social media validation. Number two, provide real world mentorship. Model authenticity. Teach discernment. And build bridges between online and offline worlds. So I spend a significant amount of time with people online, as well as a significant amount of time with people offline. You're going to catch me at all the football games, all the basketball games. You're going to catch me at all the track meets. You're going to catch me at the professional games. You're going to catch me at the college games. You're going to catch me at all of the major events that's going on in the community, different communities. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see me. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm in Alabama, whether I'm in Mississippi, whether I'm in Louisiana, I'm going to be investing time and energy with all of these different, because these are the primary areas in which I've spent my life in. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see me down there on the Gulf Coast. You're going to see me in New Orleans. You're going to see me in Birmingham. And then you're going to see me in other areas too. But primarily those are the three places you're going to see me. But while I'm there, I'm building real life relationships, real world mentorships with young people, youth and young adults, with friends, families, cousins, you feel me? All that. And I'm just being the same person I am on the internet. I'm working to build bridges between online and offline worlds. So I'm making sure when people see me, they're going to see the same person that they see on the internet. They're going to see the same person they see on the internet. I'm not on the internet doing what I do for likes. I'm not doing what I do to get validated on the internet. No. I'm doing what I do because this is what I do. Number three, develop strategic thinking. When youth have emotional intelligence and cultural pride, they stop chasing likes and start living purpose. We have to develop strategic thinking. And see, you have to have cultural pride, understanding whatever culture you identify with. You need to have cultural pride. So I am a black man in the South. There's a lot of things that's said about black men in the South. There's a lot of stereotypes about black men in the South. I'm working to make sure I come against all them stereotypes. Because whenever they say, oh, black men are this, from a stereotypical standpoint, if that stereotype is negative, I'm not going to fit that description, bro. Now, I'm going to be silly. I'm definitely going to be loud. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have fun, right? But all that other stuff, no. That's not me. As well as all the other, like for an example, when they talk about the fact that, you know, there's a problem with black dads in America. Hold on, wait. According to the CDC, black fathers are more involved with their children than any other group in America. Black fathers are more, whether they live in the house or outside of the house, they spend more time with their children than any other group. I want you to look around. Black men right now, I guarantee out of all the black men that you know, I guarantee you can't name more than 2, maybe 3, but I guarantee you probably only can name about 2 men that don't take care of their children. You probably don't know no black men that don't take care of their children. That's a fact, right? So we invest in that time and that energy with our children. We definitely doing that. We are definitely doing that. Black men are getting married. They stand with you know what I'm saying? Whether they married or not, a lot of these black men, they with that woman that they with. And they in the house, but because they not married, it's considered a single parent home. That's based off my cultural pride. I push and I promote HBCUs. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? People give me a hard time because I support HBCUs. Why are people giving me a hard time because I support HBCUs and I love HBCUs? What's wrong with that? If such and such, you know, he loves, you know what I'm saying, the SEC and he loves the particular school that he promotes, and if he like that, ain't no issue with that. And I ain't got no issue with that. Do what you do. Enjoy yourself. Why is it a problem? Because I have cultural pride and I love HBCUs. So when youth have emotional intelligence and cultural pride, they stop chasing likes and they start living purpose. We have to teach these ideas and these ideologies to the next generation. We need to teach them emotional intelligence. We need to exemplify emotional intelligence. And watch this. Looking at the responses on social media, you are showing your emotional intelligence or lack thereof. And guess who's watching? Your children. You pacing back and forth. Guess who watching? Your children. Because you going back and forth with people on social media and you mad and you on edge and all that. Guess who watching? Your children. Because you mad that they posted this and they said this and you angry and you talking with your spouse about it and you loud and you mad and you angry. Guess who listening to you? Your children. And they're going to model your emotional intelligence. Let's stop letting algorithms define our activism. Let's teach critical thinking. Let's teach critical thinking. Everybody say critical thinking. Let's teach deep feeling and strategic action. Okay, why would I want to teach deep feeling? Because that anger that you have, that you feel, that anger that you feel, you need to take that anger and you let that thing that you're angry about drive you to fixing the problem. See, we in this earth, we're put in this earth to have dominion over the earth. We're put in this earth to solve problems. The things that make us angry, the problems that make us angry, that's our problems to solve. So when you do feel what you feel about that particular issue, you let that drive you to solve that problem. And you getting on social media, making rants and making videos and typing, going back and forth for people, that don't fix the problem. It don't fix the problem. You getting on social media and going back and forth with somebody over racism, that's not going to fix the problem. It's not. It don't matter how many people you give facts, statistics, numbers, case studies. You can give all that to people, and that's not going to change their thinking. A man convinced against his will has the same opinion still. Stop trying to convince people. The problems that you see, be the answer to that problem. Be the answer to that problem. If you truly believe, well, the problem in the Black community is that they don't have any dads. Okay, how many dads are you mentoring? How many dads you spending time? How many Black dads are you investing time and energy into to give them the necessary encouragement they need to be the father that they need to be? If it's a problem for you, if you see that as a problem, how much time and energy are you investing into Black dads? Well, the problem is Black people keep putting out this music, this negative. How much time are you spending with rappers to inspire them to rap differently? Oh, you're not spending no time with rappers? Oh, they got local rappers in your city that you can spend time with. They got local rappers. How much time are you spending with them? I'm talking to you, Black person or white person that's spewing that rhetoric. How much time are you investing into rappers? If you see it as a problem. Now, do you really see it as a problem, or do you see it as a talking point to invalidate people? If you see that as a problem, where people are being shiftless or whatever the case may be, how much time and energy are you investing into people to inspire them to be better? Oh, you just sitting on the internet and you just talking about them. You just throwing stones at them. Oh, you just being brutally honest. Why are you being brutally honest? The brutally honest part is whenever you say something that's true, but you're really, really, really aggressive and hateful with your delivery. You're being brutally honest because you're hurting, and hurt people hurt people. The scripture says, speak the truth in love. Are you speaking the truth in love? Well, I ain't got to do all that. Okay. Well, how are you going to expect the people to receive what you're trying to say? Well, I ain't here to coddle their feelings. Why not? I don't care nothing about. Oh, so you ain't got no empathy. Oh, you lack empathy. So it's all about you. You don't really care about the people. You just want to make your talking point. Oh, I get it. You lack empathy. I got it. That's a narcissistic trait. Lack of empathy. But if you're really empathetic about the people that you're speaking on, you need to be able to stand in their shoes first. Feel what they feel and feel what they've been through. Then you speak to the issue. Ain't no more talk, bro. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so very much. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Trap Plan Radio. Holla at your boy. Any questions, comments, concerns, you know what I'm saying? Put it in the chat. Send me an inbox. Send me a text. Give me a phone call. Pull up on me. You know what I'm saying? We can talk more about it. Because it's time to be about it. You can talk that talk, and you got a lot of people that's doing a whole lot of talking. You can talk that talk, or you can walk that walk. You understand? And if you on this side of the fence talking about you represent the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, they'll know that you are my disciples by your love one for another. So let me see that love walk. If you ain't walking in love, if you ain't talking in love, you ain't about that, bro. You understand? Take your Bible, close your Bible, stop coming to church, stop telling people you love Jesus, and just be a worldly person. Just be out here and just do what you do. Because Jesus said, why you call me Lord, Lord, but you don't want to do what I say? I said, speak the truth in love. I said, be not overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. I said, bless them that curse you, do good for them that despitefully misuse you. You don't want to do that. You want to know why you don't want to do that? Because you feel that if you do that, you're going to get hurt. If you feel that if you do that, you're going to be in a vulnerable place. And if I'm vulnerable, I could possibly get hurt. You feel that way because Jesus ain't your Lord. If Jesus was your Lord, you trust him and you do what he said. But because you don't trust him like that, you got to be honest and say, bro, you just got to be honest and say you don't trust the Lord like that. Stop singing them lies saying I will trust the Lord until I die and all that. Man, you don't trust no Lord. Stop the cap. If you trust the Lord, you would do the word. You would do the word. You would speak the truth in love. But you don't want to do that. Just say you don't want to do that. Just tell God you don't want to do that. Just be honest. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in to the Trap Plan Radio. Holla at your boy.